All right, I'm gonna try to get laundry again. I stopped yesterday. Yeah, I stopped earlier this week for a shower. By the way, look at there's like a ton of paid parking here at this Petro. I'm in Effingham, Illinois. And I'd say at least 25, 30%, maybe even half of the parking here is paid parking. And people wonder why we park on places. Look, all that. Nobody's allowed to park there, basically, unless you pay. And there's a lot of people parking there that don't pay, hoping that they don't get kicked out. But if they get caught, basically they'll get runned out. That happened to me once. I was out of hours, and somebody purchased the spot that I was in, and they kicked me out. And I didn't have a choice but to leave. But there was no parking. Luckily, I had already gotten some sleep, and I could go find parking, but I was illegal. Anyways, but this guy showed up in the middle of the night, and that's one good thing about the paid parking is you can reserve your parking space and show up at midnight and have parking, which is that part's awesome. But the problem is they're not utilizing, I'd say most of the time they're not utilizing half of the paid parking. A lot of these parking spots will be empty all night long, and drivers are stuck who knows where trying to find parking, driving. There's been several times since I started with this new company that I wasted the last hour on my logbook just driving around trying to find a parking spot. And that's happened at least twice that I can recall. And it was like twice in a row. Like, I don't know, maybe 2 days in a row, or like almost 2 days in a row. It's like back to back. And it was very frustrating. And that's why I don't like to drive after dark, because sorry, I got my duffel bag on my shoulder and it's about to fall off. I'm trying to go in here to do laundry. But yeah, paid parking, all of this, paid parking. All the way from down there, all the way to over there, all the way to up here, paid parking. And I don't know what they charge. I heard like $15 a night. That's more than $1 an hour. Now my company will only pay half of that. So, granted, now I might be able to write it off on my taxes, but I don't know, it's just annoying. They just started this a few years ago, and at first it wasn't that bad. It was only like maybe 5 or 10 spots. But now they're getting out of control. Now it's half the parking lot. And they're like, well, we're not making enough money. We got to charge for parking. Well, if I didn't have to do laundry, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be giving them my money because they charge for parking. I used to love the TAs and Petros. And mostly I endorsed and promoted and advertised for them for free because of their Stay Fit workout rooms. But they've done a lot of things that I don't approve of, and I'm sure a lot of other drivers don't approve of. They raised the amount of fuel that you have to get in order to get a shower. Well, this is not a preferred fuel stop for my company. So basically, I'm only allowed to get 50 gallons. Well, now, if I get 50 gallons, I can't get a shower. I got to get 60, 65 gallons in order to get a shower. Well, we got way too many stinky drivers already out here. We don't need more stinky drivers because they can't get showers. You know, the TAs and the Petros used to be awesome, but they're not so awesome anymore. All right, let's see. Where's the laundry? Yeah, and the Loves. I used to love the Loves truck stops too, but they're going downhill. Ah, here's the laundry. Anyway, there's a bunch of people around, so I'll finish this later. All right, I'm done with my laundry. It was what was it? Anyways, I almost couldn't get my laundry done again. This is like the fourth truck stop I tried to get my laundry done at. And they had laundry facilities, but they got these new card readers on them. And of course, the machines do take coins, which I'm sure they're trying to phase out because they're trying to force us to go digital. But I had enough money, coins. I had enough coins to do my wash, but I didn't have enough to do the dryers. So I walked all over the truck stop to try to find a change machine. They didn't have one. So I went to the clerk to get some quarters. I just needed $2, I think, in quarters so I can dry my clothes. She wouldn't give me any. She's like, "Oh, I can't give you any." I'm like, "What do you mean you can't give me any?" "We can't give you any." I'm like, "I don't understand. I need to do my laundry. I've already started the wash. I can't take wet clothes to my truck." I mean, I guess I could, but that wouldn't be very good. So I'm here at the truck stop. There's supposed to be, 4 truckers, and they can't even give me quarters so I can finish my laundry. Now, I had money, but, they wouldn't give me change. Another driver, thank God, another driver had quarters in his truck, and he helped me out. But this country, this world is getting sad. Very, very sad. I wish I was older so I wouldn't have to worry about being around as long to put up with what's coming around the corner. But I have a feeling it's going to get a lot worse. A lot worse. But we have control over that. We just got to put our foot down and say we're not going to take it anymore. Like that song says, we're not going to take it. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, I don't got the answers. I have some answers, but I don't have all the answers. They're trying to force us to go digital. They're trying to force, I can't say the words because I already accidentally said it on a previous video and I wasn't thinking. But because of censorship, I can't say the words, so I'm going to say it in code. But, because I fell for this trick, on Facebook. People are saying on Facebook, I'm for forced vacations, and I fell for it. I said something about it, and then, of course, they were harassing me because it was a play on words. And then I realized what they were doing, and I was like, oh, okay, you got me, haha, whatever. But yeah, you can't say that word anymore because you get censored. So I'm just going to call it that, forced vacations. That's my code word. So they're trying to force vacation us trying to force us to go digital, trying to force us to get the chips potentially implanted in our bodies, which, if you're a Christian, you'd be against that. Probably other religions too. I don't know. I don't follow all the religions that closely. I study a lot of different religions, but I don't know other religions as much as I do the one I was raised in. But anyhow, I must throw this in through the side door. So, yeah, I finally got my clothes washed and dried. Took a week for me to get my freaking laundry done. It's crazy. But I don't know what this world's coming to. And these truck stops. Nobody likes truck drivers. It sucks. I'm going to set this phone down for a second. But, I've been preaching about commercial profiling for over a decade, probably, since at least 2010. We're now in 2022. I had a campaign back when I was making good money before, about discrimination against truck drivers. I called it commercial profiling. Well, they still do it. It hasn't changed. It's only gotten worse, but nobody seems to care. Nobody likes truck drivers. They want the product, they want our services, but they don't really want us. And they don't really want our services, they just want the product. It's like, how can we get the product without having to deal with these stupid truck drivers? We don't like truck drivers. Truck drivers suck. We hate truck drivers, although they bring us our fuel, they bring us our clothes, they bring us our food. I mean, you're going to have to start, if you don't like truck drivers, then you need to start making your own clothes, growing your own food, making your own fuel. What the heck? I need to get my vacuum out, but it's not here with me. It's in my camper. Anyway, they want all these things that we bring them, but they don't care for us too much. And like I said in that one video, it's kind of like women and feminism. They don't like men. They want what men have to offer, but they don't want men. Men suck. Men are horrible. Men are evil. We should just eradicate all men and all truck drivers from the universe, and everything will be wonderful. Now it's starting to sound like Donald Trump. But anyways, it's crazy. People are stupid, man. I tell you what. This world's crazy. They believe everything they see on TV. They don't want to do their own homework. They don't want to use their brains. They don't want to work. They just want handouts. And they just want their food and their groceries and their fuel and everything to just magically appear. Everything's magic. Anyways, I gotta go. Bye. Alright. I don't know if I see what I think I see, but I'm about to take off. It's the next morning. I'm headed to Chicago to drop this trailer, hook to another one, take it to the customer, drop and hook there, and then head to Kentucky. I'm in Effingham, Illinois right now. I don't know if you can see that. Effingham. So it's the city of Effingham in the county of Effingham in Illinois. At the Petro. So what it looks like is to avoid parking in the paid parking section, this guy here, and probably some others, blocked all of the parking. Oh, yeah. Oh, somebody else is pulling out too. You know, people park illegally, like these two guys, because they can't park in a paid parking spot without getting in trouble. Now, these paid parking people didn't probably, I don't know, I'm speculating, they probably didn't pay. And this guy's parking right in front of the parking bays, or the paid parking bays. Yeah, it's crazy. There's not enough truck stops. There's not enough truck parking. These three guys here parked illegally. But what are they going to do? See, there's a paid parking spot that's open. 2 paid parking spots that are open. 3 over here. There's another guy parked illegally. He's like, well, I mean, of course, he's fine. He's not in the way or anything, which is cool. But he's like, hey, I'm not in a paid parking spot. I'm good. Which I don't blame him. And then last night, was it last night? See how those fuel islands are taped off? There's 2 of them over there that's taped off. Let's see if there's any over here. Yeah, there's 1 over here that's taped off. Might not be able to see it with the headlights. 2 over here that's taped off. Yesterday morning, I stopped at a Pilot truck stop to go to the bathroom. And there was a guy parked on a fuel island in front of one of those taped off spots. You know. And the Pilot truck stop called the cops on him. So, as I was walking in, I saw the cops pull in the parking lot. Now I don't remember what truck stop it was. It was in Kentucky somewhere on I-24. I think that was the right highway. Yeah, I-24. I was on my way to Tennessee. And it was before the Flying J. The Flying J was at the border. So it was just north of that one, like maybe 100 miles north or so. Because I try to drive about 100 miles before I do my pit stop, for my pit stops. But I stopped at the Flying J to do my laundry, but their
West Fayette Avenue.
Their dryers were broke. But that guy at the Flying J there at the border, where there's 2 pilots.
First right onto West Fayette Avenue.
That guy was trucker friendly. He was awesome. He apologized. He's like, man, I know it sucks, blah, blah, blah. I'm really sorry. I've been trying to get dryers in here for 5 months. I just can't get them. And, that's cool. He's trying. He's making an effort. And he's like, yeah, I know it's hard out here. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't have a job and blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't have all these things, I wouldn't have the clothes I have on my back, this, that, and whatever. I mean, he was awesome.
In 1/4 mile, take the entrance to the left on I-57 North, I-70 East.
He appreciated us. And I understand there's some dumbass douchebag drivers that don't deserve as much appreciation, They deserve appreciation for what they do and what they're offering to society.
Take the entrance to the left on I-57 North, I-70 East.
Douchebags need to be treated like douchebags, no matter what their profession. Side note, it's like I'm a gamer. I don't game as much as I used to. When I was younger, I gamed a lot. And then after my divorce, my last divorce, I kind of got away from business and started gaming again. But I don't game as much as I was. But we got this guy in our tribe, because I do medieval MMORPG games.
Keep left onto I-57.
And we have, we're a peaceful tribe. We don't go around creating problems. But we have this new recruit that robbed somebody.
Continue on this road for 3.7 miles.
And, we made him fix the problem, And if he didn't fix the problem, we were going to kick him out of our tribe and let everybody kill him. I mean, it's just a game. It's just pixels, you get,
Keep left onto I-57.
You respawn and come back, but, it's like, it's humiliating to be server KOS, But, he wronged some people and created a problem, and he needed to be,
3 miles. Keep left onto I-57 towards Chicago.
reprimanded for that, and do restitution. So, somebody out here, anybody, it doesn't matter if it's in real life, even in the game, I told him, I said, I know it's just a game, but you're dealing with real people and real personalities, and you have to consider the consequences and the consequences of those in your tribe. The consequences that you might bring to the people in your tribe. Well, in real life, that would be the people in your family, the people in your society, the people in your environment. And so we have to think about the consequences of what we do and how it affects the people around us, not just ourselves. So
in 2 miles, keep to the left on I-57 north.
Anyway, that's my little rant on my side note rant. But so yeah, some drivers are douchebags and need to be treated that way, but we don't all need to be profiled and discriminated against. Just because some truck drivers are douchebags doesn't mean we're all douchebags. We probably all have the tendency to be douchebags. Like this one woman told me one time, because I was complaining about my ex-stepfather, and she said, men have a tendency to be assholes about as much as women have a tendency to be bitches. And, she had a point. We all have a tendency. So, anyways. But, yeah, parking. Parking's a big problem. I'm not for the increase in the size, the cost, extend the reach, and the power of terroristic, tyrannical government. But, I thought about starting a petition, to
half a mile, keep left onto I-57 towards Chicago. In 1/2 mile, keep to the left on I-57 north.
To get more parking out here for truck drivers. Get the government, since we're paying taxes, to make these rest areas bigger. Like in Canada. I don't know if they still do this. It's been a decade.
Left on I-57 north.
It's been over a decade since I've been to Canada, but in Canada, some, not all, some of their roads, they have
Continue on this road for 182 miles.
They have extra wide shoulders for their truck drivers to pull over and park on. Canada used to be, and probably still is, a lot more trucker friendly than the U.S. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been up there, so I don't remember everything, and I don't know if it's changed or not. I'm sure it has. This world's becoming more communist, but I know Canada has their own separate rules. They're more strict on truck drivers in different ways. But as far as parking goes, Canada had and probably still does have uh, bigger, better truck stops, more off-road, side road parking for truck drivers provided by the state or the country. Some of these rest areas, are decent size, which is awesome. There's plenty of parking, and I like that. In some of them, there might be 5 parking spots. And then they put up these, like in Nebraska, they put up these poles, these big steel poles on the shoulders of the rest area, so truck drivers can't park on them. So it's like maybe that was Kansas, but I think it was Nebraska. Anyways, it's like they're preventing us from having parking, and then where are we gonna park? We got to do our job. We got to park somewhere. We got to go to sleep. I parked on the ramp, a get-off ramp. Although parking on a get-off ramp is not as safe as parking on a get-on ramp. But nonetheless, I parked on the ramp one time. This is a long, long time ago. And see, this truck, or this rest area, it might have 15 parking spots, 20 tops. We need more parking. So that was my fallback. If I couldn't find parking in Effingham, I was going to go there. But anyhow, I parked on the ramp. And I got a $200 and some odd ticket for parking on the ramp. Because there was no parking in the truck stops. There was no parking anywhere, and I was out of hours. So I got a $200 and some odd ticket for parking on the ramp. And so I went down the road to the next state. That was Indiana, by the way. Indiana's a lot more communist than some of its surrounding states. So I crossed over into Illinois, and I pulled into the weigh station because they were open, and I asked them, I says, what's the deal? I wasn't brand new, but I was somewhat new at the time. And I was like, what's the deal about, getting a ticket for parking on a ramp? What are we supposed to do if we can't find parking? Where are we supposed to park? And the DOT officer said, well, you just need to do a better trip plan. It's like, well, I'm not psychic. I don't know where I'm going to and not going to find parking whenever I'm done with my shift. And we have to drive an X amount of hours, to make our company happy. And at the end of that hour, it's like, sometimes it's like Russian roulette trying to find parking. And you're scrambling. And like I said earlier, it's like you may spend an hour driving around, wasting time on your logbook, because now we got computer logs. Before we used to have paper logs, we could fix it, but then they still cut into our sleep time, our rest. But you may spend an hour driving around looking for parking, trying to figure out where you're going to park without getting in trouble, without getting a ticket. And it's frustrating. We need more parking. Maybe there should be a tax code that allows locations, anybody, to get a tax break if they provide, X amount of truck parking, to get more parking to truck drivers so we can have, a more smooth transition of transporting goods and services. That's my idea. But and then that way, the government doesn't have to do all the work. You know, somebody like you and me could get a tax break by providing parking for truck drivers. But anyways, this video is getting long, so I'm gonna let you go. All right, bye. All right, I stopped in the rest area for a pit stop, and I was looking at reviewing the previous video, and I went off on a rant and forgot to say something about something, and my truck's about to die on me. I got a smart truck, so after so many minutes, it dies on me. However, if the temperature is below, I think 20 or 25 degrees, it's 22 right now, it actually won't shut down. So we'll see if it shuts down because the temperature's at 21, 22 degrees, 30 seconds. But anyways, I went off on a tangent and I forgot to finish something I was saying in the last videos. So I'm going to attach this to that. Yesterday morning, I went to a pilot, and I think in the same video, I was also talking about how I parked in one of those paid parking spots, and then somebody, yep, it died on me. So maybe it's 20 degrees. Still figuring this truck out. So I parked in one of those paid parking spots. This is many years ago. This truck stop doesn't have very much parking, maybe 20 or 30 parking spots, and half of them are paid parking. So I was out of hours. I parked in one of those spots many years ago when they first started doing this crap. Somebody else paid for that spot in the middle of the night, and I had to move. So this very same truck stop, when I pulled in there, I was like, oh yeah, I recognize this truck stop. And so I pulled onto the fuel island to go in the truck stop to go to the bathroom, and I saw these two cop cars come in. And so I went to the bathroom, and as I was coming out of the bathroom, I saw one of the officers talking to the clerk, and then I don't know exactly everything they said, but the cop was like, "Do you want him to move or do you want him off the property?" And I don't know what the guy said because I walked out the door. As I was walking to my truck, I saw the cop cars on the fuel island, and I saw the truck in question. And he was basically parked in one of those taped off sections. Now, those taped off sections are basically where the pumps are down. You know, they don't work, you know. And if you're desperate for parking, and that's like, usually, that's like an option. You know, people will park in front of or behind those broken down pumps because, you know, it's not like they're being used. It's not like we're in the way. So why not, right? So this pump's down. This guy parks there for his 10-hour break. He's tired. He needs his rest so he can get down the road. You know, trying to be safe. So the clerk wants to get rid of him. And so he calls the cops on him. And I don't know what the results were because I didn't stick around. But I did educate one of the cops, you know, on our perspective, our point of view. So he has at least a third party view. And because I didn't know this guy, all I saw was the situation. And I was like, you know, it was morning, so there was spots that were opened up, so they could have had him move to a spot that was now open. But, you know, he was parked there because there was no other place to park. And it's not like he was in the way. But the truck stop basically wanted to get rid of him. They wanted to run him off. And it's like, why? It's not like he's in the way. The pump's taped off and nobody's using that lane. What's the problem? But no, the truck stop wanted to be, or the clerk at the truck stop wanted to be a douchebag and wanted to run the truck driver off. And he's just, trying to do his job. He's just trying to get his rest so he can get down the road and make some money and deliver his product. And, there's not enough parking out here. And these trucking companies are becoming less and less trucker friendly. Our government is becoming less and less trucker friendly. The public is becoming less and less truck friendly. They need us, but yet they hate us. I don't understand. I just don't understand. And like I said, I understand some drivers can be douchebags, just like some other people can be douchebags. But it doesn't mean all of us are douchebags, right? Just like some cops are criminals, but doesn't mean all cops are criminals. Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. But I just wanted to finish that story because I didn't finish it. So I want to finish it before I upload this to the interweb. Okay, bye.